Hey, Matt here, back with another 200 Zoom live play. Pool's small for a Saturday, but what can you do when you want to play? So let's hop in. I don't think there will be a specific focus for this video. We'll just try and play solid. Deviate when we can. I just realized as I opened a 2x that I don't have Stars Caption open. That would help. I'm so used to just opening that it's automatically has a 3x. 0. Let's check. I don't know if this is a bet, but in general, delayed C betting is good. Versus a wreck here, I think even though it's monotone, we could size up a little bit for the C bet. Because any diamond's going to call any size. So now we're... And calling any river versus a wreck. Nice. I think he was value betting, or was he bluffing? Whoa. What is the player saying? What you got? It's multi-way, we're not supposed to talk. I actually got warned for that once. One? I don't believe that for a second. Fold even though 2 overs. Versus a gambler here, I actually think it's just profitable to go bet. Doesn't even really matter what hands we have. This is just a good board. Question is, do we just want to go bet? I think so. Recreational, cold call, range is just so wide, so middle pair heavy. Okay. I still stand by that though. I think when their range is wide and they'll usually call any pair one time, so I just think you get so many folds on the turn. Let's just call with with the club. No reason to 80, let's just throw it in there. It's gonna be good. Check raise, check fold, come on. Two X, we could probably call anything, and the fact that it was a gambler. Maybe in retrospect, I could call that, but I mean, it's such a shitty hand. It's a little scary when the recreational RFIs versus limp, but then again, this player, the 0, this number at the end is limp, and he doesn't really limp, so this is I'm just gonna fold. Four bet, obviously. And here I actually think he's over better check. See, I always wonder in 4-bet pots, I have no clue, but like sometimes you could use a bigger size and go 2 streets. I have no idea if this is a spot for it. Every time I think it is, and then I run it and it isn't. But it feels like to me it would make sense to have that sort of 2 street thing. And here I guess this. Not really scared of an 8. Calls 3-bet, eh? I think just checking is the best play. I don't really want to get check raised. We could turn the nuts. Maybe better if there was a club on the board, then maybe we could just bet 1/3 or something. But obviously I have no idea. Who has any clue when it comes to multi-way? Gut shot 2 overs versus a range that cold called a 3-bet. Question really is our 10 or 9 good? And if it is, then I think we have to call, especially versus the size. I'm gonna call, I think. So maybe there's a chance that they check and then we could just bluff. Okay. calling versus in a limped pot here. It is a little bit scary, I'm not going to lie, when the recreational goes pot, but I still do not want to fold to recreational, so we'll call. Alright. Can make a note of that. Pot's like the threshold. If a recreational overbets, and all the data that I've seen is generally underbluffed, but it seems like pot could be, may or may not be. You could even argue on that board that what's gonna call a C bet and then turn into a bluff, but you just never know. I mean, sometimes you'll see them betting ace high, even 5x. I just don't even want to think about the range that they're betting. If they don't even know their range, how am I supposed to know their range, right? I guess on the one we can just call. Mix it in there. We used to be in a group together back in the day. That has since died. This, I mean, obviously, four is ace four, some ace king, I guess. I guess what I'm just trying to say is I don't have too much value here. If a lot of my range wants to check, then maybe it's not terrible to check this at least sometimes. Same situation as earlier. I don't know if this is a delay, but I also don't care because this is just going to make so much money. Delay 75 or delay overbet when you bet small in the turn, they'll both do well. I'm just thinking that actually overbet's probably better. Chance maybe they station with the ace high that way, and maybe overbet they won't. I don't know. Again, that's just assumptive. I have no data to prove that. I just know that both sizes are going to be overfolded, so it really doesn't matter. Generally, the bigger size you go, it'll be better, but it's not always the case. But I think it's conceivable that I could check back an overpair, and then if I take that line, then I think overpairs will have enough equity to overbet. So I feel like if your story doesn't necessarily make sense, that's where you could get into trouble, potentially taking some exploitative lines. For example, a lot of the MDA players, they'll go like 33 overbet on every single board, but if it doesn't make sense to do it on that board, it's just so obvious, if you're aware of the sizings that they use, that it's probably overbluffed and you just call everything. Interesting spot here, isn't it? Clubs, I don't think it's that bad considering how many club floats is he really going to have here. Block some of the best aces, I guess. I don't know about that one. You're probably asking, well, if I delayed ace or king queen here, why not ace jack? And to be honest, I probably could have. I just was thinking about this, but I'm still not entirely sure about this. Okay, so this player is short. Let's just shove. And okay. You know, for being a small pool, there actually is a lot of recreationals, isn't there? Nice. Question is, are we better off going for the check raise, bet ourselves? I kind of like the check raise. I mean, a 10's going to bet it anyways. A flush would bet anyways if it somehow managed to check. We block the jacks or the calls. And yeah, if a 10's going to bet, maybe a check raise is better. Let's see. What did the recreational have? Deuces. Probably another recreational again, so let's just bet bigger. I guess check. Calling. 10-7. That's a little bit loose calling versus a 3-bet, isn't it? You know, I kind of struggle when I'm making these videos to kind of talk about every decision because I feel like a lot of these decisions are just so automatic and I just know. And I'm curious what you think about that. Would you prefer that I try to explain every single decision, or do you not mind the fact that I kind of just brush over some of the easy spots, and then if you were questioning it, you could then comment below in the video? I kind of like that approach better. Sometimes it sucks because there's some downtime and I'm not really talking, but Multi-way is interesting here. I guess check. I think I mentioned in the last video, I was considering still getting Snowy just to run some multi-way spots. Obviously I can get simple 3-way, but from my understanding is it takes a long time to run the Sims. So maybe it might just be better use Snowy, even if it's not perfect, at least gives you some idea, but I'm not entirely sure on that. I guess just check and hope. I wonder if I could check there, but I just fast fold 3s there. Check. Maybe overbet's a thing. Yeah, let's try this.
Skin tinted brown sheets and it's Chanel. Hit the highway when she hitting my cell. Body talking to me, I've been listening well. The type of shit make you forget that you've been living in hell. This for the grown and the sexy. Go ahead and text me. I know the Lord real and it shows that he blessed me.
I wonder if I'm like a board like this, I could see bet versus a wreck. Like, how does this ever hit the wreck's range? With that being said, our hand kind of sucks. But we're in it now, so let's try it out. I think when it checks around, I'm not worried about this, but I'm not worried about this player. This player, once they check turn, I kind of like just betting. I think betting again is fine. Ace is kind of a scare card. It's a wreck, 1913, probably barely calls. This player possibly have. And if he has something, let's be honest, his first gut is to want to fold. His first gut instinct is probably to want to fold, I should say. It's a big size. We got a call. River, I'm gonna think about it. I think it's the over card. I'm not. I always get. Sometimes I go 75. I know sometimes it overbets. I don't think it really matters. But generally, I bet medium on an overcard. I think we call with the open-ended. We're deeper. Definitely some implieds. Hurts the red line a little bit. Wendy likes the 3.5 and the big 3-bet size, doesn't he? Or maybe a her, who knows? And 3.5, might be fine, interesting. But then size is down in a river bluff, okay. The fuck? So he can do size 10 river bluff, and then he wanted to put a good hand in there, but 10-5 off? And then opening 3.5x? That's interesting, to say the least. Pretty good hand in a squeeze spot. And I think we're getting close to half an hour, so let's hit the sit out next. Big blinds and close. And here we'll just shove. Oh. That is the one thing that's bad if we get in versus a dominated flush draw and then they hit the flush, but I don't think we can do anything different. Do we have value here? Maybe. Ace high could probably call, right? There's also some lower pairs, potentially. Like most 10s and the over pairs are going to bet themselves. This guy again. I know this is a 3-bet, but I don't know if it's a 3-bet versus 3.5x. Although maybe it's better because high cards blockers when they're betting bigger. I don't know. Okay, whatever. I mean, this is why this player is marked as a clown. I don't know what this player's doing. Alright, that's it, that's all. Let's see how we did. The last little bit killed us a little bit, especially with the red line, but what can we do? But yeah, thanks for tuning in. As always, let me know if you would play anything different in the comments below. And if you haven't already, make sure you hit the subscribe button. We just actually passed 1,000 subs, and I'm super happy about that. We can potentially get monetized, although I know I'm not going to be making that much at all. But, you know, it's better than nothing. All right, have a good rest of the day. Until next time, good luck at the tables.